Hello, I'm critiquing the book An Egg is Quiet by Diana Hutz Aston, illustrated by Sylvia Long. I would recommend this book as a good example of nonfiction, especially for younger grades. I would recommend it because it has an interesting way of presenting egg facts, has beautiful illustrations, simple text. I would, however, recommend that any teacher using it do his or her own fact checking, as I found some inaccuracies that I will explain later. The organization of this book is very clear and easy to follow. Even before the beginning of the book, in the opening pages, you see all types of different eggs, and each egg is labeled. As a matter of fact, everything in this book is labeled, from plants and animals to insects. At the end pages, we have all of those animals that hatched from the eggs, and each animal is in the same spot that its egg was. That allows students to very easily and quickly identify what animal hatched from which egg. Um, Also, the organization of the book flows very well because after the introduction of the eggs, each page contains characteristics of the eggs, followed by facts, and then the growth process and the final result of what happens when an egg is hatched. So we see that eggs are colorful, and then we see that eggs are shapely. And you'll notice that there's not typical headings, but that the text of the book is actually its heading. So here it says that eggs are shapely, and then we see some eggs that have different shapes, and underneath the eggs, besides the label, there is some more facts about the types of eggs that are shown, and those facts are the closest thing to a subheading that you would see in this book. After the characteristics of eggs, we see a gestation chart for a few animals and what an egg looks like on the inside and what those parts do. And then the book ends with what happens once an egg has hatched. I really enjoyed the tone of this book. I enjoyed the author's use of unique word choices for describing eggs. The page I showed about eggs are shapely. That struck me, that she would say that eggs are shapely as opposed to eggs have different shapes. And then, she has the different eggs' shapes written on that page. We see round eggs, we see pointed eggs. We even see this egg over here that comes from a shark, and it's a very different shape. She also says eggs are clever when she talks about how they are colored to be camouflaged. You can see this page full of rocks. And then up here is a tern egg that is hidden in the rock. And as opposed to saying that eggs camouflage, she says that an egg is clever, and then explains why, because of its camouflage. She shows anticipation at the end of the story. She says, an egg is quiet, then suddenly, and leaves you wondering what happens suddenly. When you turn the page, you see an egg is noisy, and you see the little chicks that have hatched out of that egg. As far as the design and illustration, I've already explained that I think the illustrations are beautiful. But also, I think that the illustrations are very excellent in helping students to understand the different characteristics that are shown about eggs. They're colorful, they're shapely, they're different sizes. And she does explain all of her illustrations. As I mentioned, they're all labeled, and those that are labeled also have, some of them also have further information to go along with them. The accuracy and authority and authenticity area of this book is the one place I found it lacking. There was a fact as far as the ostrich egg she discusses on the sizes page. She says that an ostrich egg can weigh up to 8 pounds. And when I was researching that, I could not find any mention of any ostrich egg that has ever been 8 pounds. As a matter of fact, the Guinness World Record holder is an ostrich egg that's just over 5 pounds, and the average is 2.5 to 3 pounds. So I was not willing to, I would not be willing to tell students that an ostrich egg can be up to 8 pounds. I would want to correct that as I was reading this book. The author does talk about amphibian eggs as being gooey, and that is true. She explains that the gooiness is to help them to not dry out. Again, this is true and correct. She explains that the egg that the lesser spotted dogfish shark lays has tendrils on it, and that those are to attach to things like seaweed or rocks so that they don't wash away in the current, and that is correct. I found that on ecomare.nl. It was actually a foreign website, but it was in English. And then also she talks about ladybug larvae, that they eat their egg sac after they are hatched. And I found on ladybuglady.com that too is correct. So overall, I think this is a good book. I just think it's important for teachers to do their own fact-checking so that when they're reading it to students, they can make corrections as they go along. Thank you very much.